100 Meters, directed by Kenji Iwasawa and adapted from Yoto's manga, is a high-octane anime film that dives deep into the heart of competitive sprinting, weaving a tale of rivalry, redemption, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. The story follows Togashi, a prodigious sprinter who, as a child, dominates 100-meter races with an almost supernatural ease, his every stride a testament to raw talent. In 6th grade, he meets Komiya, a scrappy transfer student whose passion for running outshines his lack of technique. Togashi, initially amused by Komiya's tenacity, becomes his mentor, teaching him the biomechanics of sprinting, proper arm swing, explosive starts, and controlled breathing. Their bond, forged in sunlit schoolyards, is equal parts friendship and competition, setting the stage for a complex rivalry that unfolds years later on the professional track. The narrative leaps forward to their early 20s, where Togashi, voiced by Tori Matsuzoka, is a national champion grappling with the pressure of maintaining his legacy, while Komiya Shota Santoni has transformed into a disciplined, relentless contender driven by a need to surpass his former mentor. The film's emotional core lies in their evolving dynamic once teacher and student, now equals whose mutual respect is tinged with resentment. Key moments include a childhood race where Komiya, despite losing, earns Togashi's respect by refusing to quit, and a gut-wrenching flashback revealing Togashi's struggle with a career-threatening knee injury that nearly ended his dreams. The climax, a nail-biting 100-meter final at the national championships, sees Togashi and Komiya push their bodies to the limit, with Komiya edging out Togashi by a mere 0.3 seconds in a photo finish that shatters Togashi's unbeaten streak. Supporting characters add layers to the story. Kaido Kinjiro Tsuda, a veteran sprinter, serves as a grizzled mentor figure whose own unfulfilled ambitions mirror Togashi's fears. Seizukoki Uchiyama, a cocky rookie, injects tension by taunting Komiya's obsessive drive. Flashbacks featuring young Togashi and Komiya, voiced by Atsumi Tensaki and Aoyuki, are heartwarming yet bittersweet, showing their innocent camaraderie before ambition drove a wedge between them. The atmosphere is electric, with sun-soaked stadiums and roaring crowds rendered in vivid detail, amplified by the film's rotoscope animation that makes every sprint feel like a life-or-death struggle. Hiroki Tsutsumi's pulsating score, paired with official high GEDA and Dizzen's haunting ending theme on the distance, mirrors the runner's heartbeats, creating a sensory experience that's both exhilarating and deeply emotional. Spoiler details: the film reveals that Togashi's knee injury stemmed from overtraining to maintain his invincible persona, a secret he hides from Komiya, who idolized him as unbreakable. Komiya, meanwhile, harbors guilt for pushing Togashi into a reckless childhood race that contributed to the injury, a revelation that adds tragic weight to their rivalry. The final race's outcome is a turning point. Komiya's victory forces Togashi to confront his fear of failure, while Komiya, in a poignant post-race moment, admits he ran not to win but to prove he could stand beside Togashi. The film ends ambiguously, with Togashi retiring to coach young runners and Komiya chasing Olympic gold, leaving their reconciliation unresolved but hopeful. Kenji Iwasawa's rotoscope animation is the film's beating heart, capturing the raw physicality of sprinting with unparalleled precision. Every muscle flex, every bead of sweat, and every explosive lunge off the starting block is rendered with such detail that you can almost feel the track beneath your feet. The climactic race, where Komiya and Togashi's strides are shown in slow-motion close-ups, is a visual masterpiece, with the camera lingering on their strained expressions and trembling limbs. Keikenkan Yamaguchi's art direction complements this with stark, sunlit stadiums and minimalist character designs that emphasize physicality over exaggerated anime flourishes. However, the rotoscope technique occasionally falters in non-action scenes. Dialogue-heavy moments, like Togashi's hospital recovery, feel stiff, with movements lacking the fluidity of traditional animation. Compared to the first Slam Dunk's dynamic hand-drawn style, 100 Meters prioritizes realism over expressiveness, which is both its greatest strength and a minor limitation. Backgrounds, while vivid in key races, sometimes lack depth in crowd scenes, with spectators rendered as blurry masses rather than distinct individuals. Voice cast delivers performances that elevate the film's emotional stakes. Tori Matsuzoka's Togashi is a masterclass in subtlety, his confident tone masking a growing vulnerability as his injury and Komiya's rise threaten his identity. Shota Santoni's Komiya is raw and visceral, his voice cracking with desperation during training montages and softening in moments of guilt, particularly when he learns of Togashi's injury. Atsumi Tensaki and Aoyuki shine as the younger Togashi and Komiya, their playful banter capturing innocence that makes their later rift heartbreaking. Kenjiro Tsuda's Kaido is gruff yet empathetic, his gravelly voice lending gravitas to lines about the fleeting nature of athletic glory. However, secondary characters like Seizukoki Uchiyama and Asakusuri Takahashi are underutilized, their performance is solid but limited by minimal screen time. Compared to Run with the Wind's ensemble depth, 100 Meters leans heavily on its leads, which strengthens the central rivalry but leaves the supporting cast feeling like set dressing. The dialogue, while poignant and emotional beats, occasionally dips into sports anime cliches, particularly in Togashi's introspective monologues about running for myself. At 90 minutes, 100 Meters mirrors a sprint fast, focused, and relentless. The film wastes no time establishing Togashi and Komiya's childhood bond through concise flashbacks, then accelerates into their professional rivalry with a series of intense training sequences and races. The pacing shines in the build-up to the final race, where quick cuts between Togashi's physical therapy and Komiya's grueling workouts create a sense of inevitable collision. However, the middle act drags slightly with repetitive scenes of Komiya's self-doubt and Togashi's injury struggles, which could have been condensed to maintain momentum. The climactic race, synchronized with Tsutsumi's score, is a masterstroke, its 10-second runtime stretched into a gripping 5-minute sequence that captures every heartbeat. Compared to Free, which balances individual and team dynamics, 100 meters is more insular, its tight focus on two characters driving the pace but limiting exploration of the broader track world. 100 meters excels in its visceral portrayal of sprinting's physical and emotional toll. The rotoscope animation turns races into cinematic spectacles, with the final showdown rivaling live-action sports dramas like Chariots of Fire. The Togashi-Komiya rivalry is layered with psychological depth, their shared history and unspoken guilt revealed through spoilers adding complexity to every glance on stride. The soundtrack, particularly official high GEDA andisms Run the Distance, is a standout, its soaring melody amplifying the film's emotional crescendos. The film's exploration of failure, Togashi's loss, and Komiya's petty victory set it apart from more triumphant sports anime, offering a grounded take on ambition and sacrifice. Despite its brilliance, 100 meters has flaws. The rotoscope animation, while stunning in action, can make quieter scenes feel mechanical, lacking the warmth of hand-drawn style seen in Haikyuu. The supporting cast, despite strong voice work, is underdeveloped. Kaido's backstory as a failed Olympian is hinted at but never explored, and characters like Asakusa and Onomichi Tomokozu Sujita are little more than cameos. The narrative's laser focus on Togashi and Komiya sidelines potential subplots about the track community, making the world feel smaller than Yorota's manga suggests. Some dialogue, particularly Togashi's injury-related monologues, leans on cliched find your reason to run tropes, which feel less fresh than the film's visual innovation. Compared to Ping Pong the animation, which balances character depth with a broader cast, 100 meters sacrifices scope for intensity. 100 meters sits comfortably among sports anime giants but carves a unique path. Its rotoscope animation aligns it with Ping Pong the animation, though it leans more on athletic realism than philosophical musings. Unlike Haikyuu, as team-driven energy or Yuri on Ice's emotional spectacle, 100 meters is introspective, focusing on individual struggle over camaraderie. Its injury narrative echoes Run with the Wind's exploration of physical limits, but 100 meters is more personal, its stakes tied to a single race rather than a season-long journey. Compared to the first Slam Dunk, which blends humor and heart with a vibrant ensemble, 100 meters is leaner and more somber, prioritizing emotional weight over crowd-pleasing flair. 100 meters is a breathtaking sprint of a film that transforms a 10-second race into a profound meditation on rivalry, failure, and redemption. Kanji Iwasawa's rotoscope animation is a technical marvel, capturing the raw physicality of sprinting with an intensity that leaves you breathless. Matsuzoka and Samtoni's performances anchor the story, their chemistry turning Togashi and Komiya's rivalry into a tragic yet hopeful saga. The spoilers, Komiya's guilt, Togashi's injury, and the ambiguous ending add layers of emotional complexity, though the underdeveloped supporting cast and occasional pacing all keep it from perfection. As a standalone film, it delivers a complete, cathartic experience, its final race a heart-stopping climax that lingers long after the credits roll. While its narrow focus leaves some narrative threads unexplored, 100 meters is a triumph for sports anime fans and anyone drawn to stories of human resilience. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes, the race isn't about winning but about finding the strength to keep running.